Yeah, the circumstances are horrific, and yet we are delighted to have here in the flesh, in studio, Yuval David, activist and filmmaker. Thank you very much, Yuval, for coming on the show tonight.
Being with you in studio is great. I've seen you virtually so many times.
Yeah, it feels like we're family, and and during these times, even more so. So you know what? Perhaps let's begin with the sense of unity. Unfortunately, we don't have much time to talk, but you know, we've just seen this report on Hirsch Goldberg kidnapped from the Nova Music Festival, and it seems that we all have some sort of
have connections. On the 7th, we first said that every Israeli and every Jew who's connected to Israel has maybe 1 or 2 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
On the 8th, we realized that those degrees of separation were gone, and every single Israeli I know knows somebody, has a relative, has a friend who was affected, who was killed, who was murdered, or just... there's no degrees of separation.
Right.
I mean, even Hirsch, you know, is a cousin of friends of mine. My friend Moran was a hostage. She was kidnapped from the Nova Festival. She actually was kidnapped 3 times with a harrowing story of how she managed to get away and be caught again. And these are sipurei Shoah. These are stories of what I heard my grandparents talk about, the Holocaust. And this is all happening now. And so what we do feel is this unity.
Yeah.
Like you just said, we feel like family.
Yeah, connected
and that's
by blood, and for better or worse.
Totally.
These days, for the worse.
And that's something we need to develop. We looked at previous generations of Jews who were so insular, who would focus on the Jewish community, and we'd say, well, wait a second, we have to help other communities. We have to reach out. We have to be involved with other communities. And once again, the Jewish people and our true allies are becoming insular again. Bechol dor vador. We keep repeating and doing the same things.
Yeah, and to that point, you know, in the immediate aftermath of October 7th, there was this initial burst of anti-Semitism, right? It was so powerful, so intense, so aggressive, so violent, and now it just seems to be the new normal. Anti-Semitism is the new normal.
It is. Well, look, that's why I've been battling in the battle against anti-Semitism for years. I've been doing Jewish activism and advocacy for years, and so many of us have. And all of the Jews who've been doing this advocacy...
The Jew who cried wolf.
Yeah, we said we're shocked, but we're not surprised. Yeah. And, you know, the statistics of since October 7th, there have been 2,031 anti-Semitic incidents in the United States, for example. 73% of Jewish students have experienced anti-Semitism on campus. There's a double standard. If you would say the same thing about LGBTQ people, my community that I'm part of, or if you say it about black people or Muslim people or any other minority, it wouldn't fly. But we have a double standard. This anti-Semitism is horrifying, and it's existed, and now it hasn't risen. It's
just
rising.
There.
It's there.
You know, you get your coffee and you're an anti-Semite. It's just part of. It's in this respect, and using war terms, what can we do? It is war. How do we move from defense to offense?
I think that the term hasbara is wrong. I actually don't like the term hasbara. For your English only speaking audience, hasbara is the term for the Israeli advocacy. It means the explaining. Why do we need to explain ourselves when we fight forward? Because we as Jewish people don't fight back. We fight forward. We believe in the future. We believe in taking care of the next generations. So we should focus on hashba'ah. We should focus on havana. We should focus on ahava, these terms of influence, of understanding, of love. And that's what our people need. And for any true civil rights, social justice, and human rights activist, they should be on the right side of history, which is on the side of Israel and is on the side of the Jewish people.
Any way to, you know, get the anti-Semitic genie back in the bottle?
I think we just need to keep calling it out, because what has happened are these people within my own communities, the liberal, LGBTQ, progressive communities, who are so dug in ideologically that it would twist their minds to understand that you cannot force facts to fit your opinions. Right?
Yeah.
You need to build your opinions based on facts, but there's this sort of victimhood competition which reveals utter narcissism, that they want to be the bigger victims, and hate that the Jews are seen as victims. It's this weird, screwed up thought process that is prevailing throughout our society.
Yuval David, fighting forward, not fighting back, fighting forward. I'll take it with me. Thank you so very much for coming here in studio today, and we'll, of course, stay in touch as always. Thank you so very much.
Thank you for having me.